que los hombres no lloran es mentiroso, porque soy hombre y lloro por tu amor. No te obligo, pero puede ser maravilloso. La vida que haremos tú y yo. No te me vayas, te necesito.
Hola mi gente, it's Amelia and we are back for another episode of Palacultura, and today I am joined by the amazing bachatero, cantante, músico, Savi Rodriguez.
Hey,
How you doing, Savi? I'm so happy to have you here.
Likewise, I'm really happy to be here en la Palacultura. Aquí disfrutando, representando la bachata. I feel very blessed to be here.
All right, so for those of you guys who maybe do not know Savi, porque yo no sé dónde ustedes están metidos, pero quizá no se han enterado todavía. Savi, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how you got into bachata.
Well, I am a Dominican bachata artist, born in Queens, raised in Brooklyn. I got into bachata. This is actually the first time that I explained this story. I actually used to cut class to go into a guitar class at my school. The teacher ended up finding out who I am. Y como since I was a good student in that class, but I didn't belong there, él me dejó ahí. And I ended up picking up a guitar one day. Y la primera canción que yo toqué fue una de aventura. Very so random. And once I realized that I got the right note, I was like, wow, como que me sorprendí. And then I just went from there, learned another one and another one, y seguí. And from there, I just played guitar over and over until it got to the point where yo me sentí cómodo saying that I'm a bachata artist, and I just took it from there.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, sabes, tú eres de lo mío. Porque tú sabes que when I was in high school, I used to skip class to go sing.
Ay, somos malos.
Yo, somos malos. Es verdad. Pero, tú sabes que it'd be like that sometimes. But that's so cool. So, you taught yourself how to play guitar? Like, you kind of just learned by yourself?
Yeah. I just went by ear. I remembered how a certain melody went in a song, and I just tried to replicate it. Y funcionó, no sé. Eso es algo.
That's dope. Yo, play instruments by ear es un don que no todo el mundo lo tiene. That's amazing. Yo, I love that. So, that was like, how long have you been doing this now?
I've been doing this for about 16 years. I started off, I created my own bachata group back in high school. That went on for about 8 years. Después de ahí, I started to tour as a guitarist with other artists, different countries. It was a great time. Y después de eso, ahí es que me puse, tú sabes, to record my own songs, write my own songs, release, y tocando en vivo, que for me is one of the most important things in bachata.
So when did you start like writing your own music?
Writing my own music, I want to say maybe like 2014. That's about the time where I wrote my first song. And what's crazy about that is que I have a tattoo donde there's like a musical bridge, and I tattooed the music notes from that first song that I ever made.
Oh, shoot, that's so dope.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like what your idea is about the current state of bachata. We know that I love to talk to people about, what do you think about the current state of bachata? A lot of people say that like, bueno, quizá no, bachata is dead. Bueno, ahora I guess, everybody wants to listen to dembow, and maybe they'll listen to Dalvin La Melodía once in a while. But for the most part, like, a lot of people say like, oh, bachata is dead, like, like, todo es dembow y cosas así, reggaeton, like, people are not really into bachata the way that they used to be. So what do you think the current state of bachata is, and do you think that bachata is dead or that it's dying?
I believe that people know that bachata is not dead. They know it. Whoever brings it up is probably because they need to do some research. Because there's obviously a lot of new faces in bachata in New York City, in DR, obviously, con Darwin, shout out to him. I feel like people están acostumbrados a las canciones de antes, which is okay because me as an artist, so am I. Pero just like with every other genre, whether it's hip hop or reggaeton or rock, hay que darle más apoyo al, to the new artists. Porque un día va a llegar el día que we've been out here long enough for that to become the norm. But I just believe that Bachata is obviously not dead. What could be dead to some people is the love for live bachata. Porque around the world, there's a lot of new artists who claim to be bachata artists, pero en realidad, cuando van a cantar, there's no band, no hay banda. Entonces, también se trata de cuando un artista con banda quiere ir a cantar y to represent bachata for what it truly is, there's no want, there's no appreciation for it. Y eso tiene que ver con the artists who are not pushing that, you know, what a bachata artist truly is. Para mí, a true bachata artist, un bachatero real, el bachatero que toca en vivo con su músico. Porque en los días antes de Anthony Santos y Raulín, si tú no tocabas con banda, tú no eres bachatero. No me importa de que quede, que di que hay. Just because now it's easier, that is where the confusion lies on
Yeah.
what a true bachata artist is. It's not about what style of bachata they're doing or what dance. It's about where bachata all started, and it's hand-played music.
There needs to be like an importance to that too. Because if you think about it, también son cosas económicas. Porque si tú lo piensas, for you to hire one person to sing with a track, or for you to hire a bunch of musicians, it's like no le están poniendo la importancia a la música, a tocar en vivo. So I think it takes like, yeah, people need to put an importance on like listening to live music.
And it's everyone. It's the listeners. It's the artists. It's the event creators.
Yeah.
There has to be a want to have bachata for what it really is. You know, let's not get this confused. Bachata is only one thing. It's hand-played music. It's not karaoke. It's nothing else besides that. And that's something that I always push for.
Actually, that kind of leads into my next question. Because my next question was actually going to be, which you kind of answered already, but I guess you can answer the other one, was going to be how important do you think it is for live musicians in bachata? But also the other part of that question was, tell us about your experience because you perform a lot live in the city.
Of course.
If you guys don't know, Savi toca mucho en vivo, entonces si no lo han visto en vivo, chequen en sus redes que él está haciendo show todo los rato en vivo. So entonces cuéntanos un poquito de eso, like how is your experience playing live? Tell us about that.
Oh, it's always the best. It's always a great time, never nervous. I mean, sometimes.
A little bit.
Pero,
Just a little bit.
The energy in the room is always amazing every single time porque there's nothing like a live band. Puede ser bachata, puede ser merengue típico, puede ser salsa. Live music sounds better when it's played live. It's always a great time. Yo siento que, tú sabes, sin eso, when you take away the live music aspect, I feel like you're just, like it's not bachata anymore. Of course, para bailar, tú sabes, it's always a vibe, pero cuando se trata de hacer música, de ser bachatero, eso tiene que siempre estar ahí, porque si no, confunde al mundo.
Yep, you're right. So now I want to talk a little bit about, because you've been doing this for a very long time. As you said before, you've been playing since high school. So tell us in all this time that you've been doing music, that you've been doing bachata, what has been some things that maybe have been challenging about your journey that you want to share with us? Because maybe, that'll inspire other people who maybe want to make bachata as well. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, how has this journey been for you? Have there been any challenges? Any, bumps in the road?
There's always going to be bumps in the road. Challenges, I would say maybe being from New York and performing mainly in New York, yo siento como que la bachata en vivo with the new faces, it's been a bit challenging to get it to where it was maybe like 15 years ago. Because 15 years ago in New York, there were bachata bands everywhere. Now, lo que está sonando más el típico. Pero, yeah, that has been a bit challenging to get the love for bachata back in New York. Que no sea de lo clásico, what I mean is like with the new generation. Y yo diría just more unity in the genre, more collaborations. I would say is a bit challenging because everyone has their own schedules, has their own things that they want to do, and you know, some people might want to work with you and some might not. Pero I believe that there could be a lot more. So I think that's also one thing that has been challenging. Pero además de eso, I think just like with everything else in life, you get what you give. So I just feel like, you know, as a whole, if we want more for bachata, we all have to put in our part, work hard. Y así es que, you know, the genre will grow. Many artists will grow as long as they go hard.
No, but you made a really good point about the típico because I think a lot of people have, and there's no hate to típico. We love
Claro que
típico.
no.
We love típico on this platform. However, es verdad que muchas veces el típico es lo que está cogiendo más atención.
Sí, sí.
Entonces, el típico en vivo, que gracias a Dios que bueno que la gente le gusten, pero like live bachata isn't getting the same energy
Sí, sí,
a lot of times.
for a good amount of years, bachata bands like disappeared in New York.
Yeah.
Pero we're back. We're back y estamos tocando every week.
Yeah.
If it's not me, there's about like 10 other artists que tocan en vivo. So we just gotta keep going hard y le pido a la gente que abren sus corazones, sus oídos, su amor por la bachata y que sepan que there's new artists here that are going hard every day to represent our culture for what it truly is.
And it's really good too because I think the thing with like all of you guys is that like, you know, you guys are new artists y también ustedes, tú sabes, tocan lo clásico, lo que la gente quiere oír.
Claro.
Ustedes le tocan su Anthony Santos, su El Chaval, lo que quieran escuchar, pero también tienen sus canciones originales. But I think that's also a big part of it is that people have to be receptive to your original music as well because that's the only way that bachata keeps flourishing is if you support people's new music too. Because imagínate, Anthony Santos no pudo ser Anthony Santos si nadie lo apoyó.
Exacto.
Todo artista que se hizo alguien, like somebody had to support them.
Alguien lo apoyó
So,
and,
you know, so it's like if nobody supports it, how is it going to grow? How are people going to, you know, how are these new bachata songs going to become, you know, more popular if you guys are not open to supporting them? So, yeah, so we definitely have to grow the support and like being open to listening to new bachata.
Of course.
Yeah.
There has to be more events as well that have to do with that.
But we're going to get more into that a little bit later. Also, I wanted to ask you because, you know, you said you started, you know, learning how to play guitar, you know, learning by yourself, playing like aventura songs and things. But have you always done like strictly bachata or is there any other genre that you have done or maybe like, yo sé que tú eres bachatero, pero is there any like, do you think there's any chance that maybe you would like do another genre, maybe just like, you know, just to dabble a little bit and, you know, try something different?
Of course. I have done trap. I've done reggaeton. I've done dancehall, merengue. At one point, I created my own Spanish rock band.
Really? Wow,
The band was
that's
called
interesting.
Dique Black Pants, No Shirt. Was the name of the band. Pero tú sabes, no se llegó a dar, pero for those that know, saben que al reggaeton yo le meto. And I'm working on a bachata project now, a brand new project, mainly bachata. Bachata is my number one genre. That's what I'm always gonna do. Pero I do have plans in the future to work on an urban album, for sure.
All right, we like to see it. Como digo, tú eres bachatero y yo quiero que tú seas bachatero, pero shoot, si tú quieres hacer diferentes cosas por ahí, uno te apoya como sea.
Thank you.
So that's really good to hear. So, Savi, you had a really exciting thing that happened last year. And we've talked about this before, but I want to talk a little bit about your participation in the Urban Stomp exhibit.
Yeah.
So the Urban Stomp exhibit was an exhibit that happened from the Museum of the City of New York, where they featured several different urban music and dance styles in New York City. And one of the featured genres was bachata, which was very, very significant because as far as we know, it's like the only time that bachata really has been featured in that type of way in an exhibit. And afortunadamente, your song was actually featured in the museum in the bachata section. So tell us a little bit about how that experience, how you got this opportunity and how that experience was for you.
It's a blessing to be one of the first bachata artists to be showcased in a museum of that stature. Shout out to the Museum of New York City. It all came about when I met Beverly from Dame Tu Pasito, which is a bachata team, I would say, a bachata event team. I met Beverly. I was playing bachata in a train station. And maybe like a year after that, her event, Dame Tu Pasito, has been flourishing, growing, and I've been doing my own thing. We crossed paths again, and tú sabes, con el poder de Dios, ella me tiró. Yo, we're gonna be showcased in this museum for this specific exhibit, and they wanted to use my song Como Te Lo Mereces, and I of course I said yes.
Yeah.
Tú sabes, how can I not? And it was a great experience. I remember I went for the opening day. They had a whole party there. You walk in, you see screens with different instructors. In one of them, they show Bev and Angie from Dame Tu Pasito. It's a whole dance class, basically. Then they have a separate room where they have this turntable, and there's about like 5 discs.
Yeah.
And each disc has its own genre. The bachata one, with my song, you put it on and it shows people dancing all around you. It was a very nice experience.
The last question I have for you is just going to be, just tell us a little bit about some things that are coming up for you. Like we said, este hombre toca en vivo casi toda la semana, or maybe every other week, or no, basically every week in New York City somewhere. So tell us about some of the things that are coming up for you, live shows, projects, new music. So just tell us a little bit about what you have going on.
Well, as of recently, I've been working on a new bachata album. I'm not gonna say the title of the album yet, but definitely stay tuned for new bachata music. I have a new song coming out very soon. Right now, I'm working on a very important project, event project for bachata. In 2024, I was able to make my own bachata event called El Gran Bachatazo, where the purpose is to highlight bachata music with live bands. Giving opportunities to new artists and just bringing community together. You could be Dominican, you could be Haitian, you could be from anywhere. This event is for you. I'm doing it again this year, May 23rd, with a few artists that are lined up. I'm not gonna say who yet, but definitely stay tuned. Check out the Instagram page, El Gran Bachatazo, or you could check out my page and I'll put new details up there. Pero ese evento se va a dar heavísimo.
Yes, I'm so excited. When he told me he was doing this again, guys, I was really, really excited because actually, so El Gran Bachatazo that you did last year, that was when I was actually just starting to get into the bachata scene. So that was actually the first like live bachata event that I went to last summer. And last summer I went to a lot of live bachata events, but El Gran Bachatazo was the first one that I went to last summer when I like started to come out to things in New York. So.
And how was it?
And it was amazing. It was amazing. He had so many live bands. Like I met so many different artists that day that, some that I knew, some that I didn't know. So it's a really great experience. So if you guys are in the New York City area, you guys have to go check it out.
And this event that I'm doing now, I'm definitely adding new things to the event. Pa que sepan, it's going to be in Puerto Plata Seafood in Queens. A great venue, pretty big. Se puede tocar hasta billar ahí, lo que sea. Pero it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event. May 23rd.
Make sure you guys come out May 23rd. And thank you so much, Savi, for being with us today. I appreciate you so much. Ya tú sabes, mi gente, stay tuned for everything that's coming up with Savi. And thank you guys for joining us again on Palacultura. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Hoy me levanté con ganas de hacer contigo el sex, pensando en tu boca y en tu desnudez. Yo no sé de ti, pero sé que sigo queriéndote. A ti se te nota que quieres también. Acércate a mí. Yo quiero sentir cada parte de tu cuerpo como te gusta a ti. Vamos a repetir, vamos a hacerlo aquí. Si sientes lo que siento, vamos a cama y no a dormir.